So he highly recommends it. And I wanted to ask Chris about a really unique take on end times events. And we have seen, our culture has churned out all forms of apocalyptic films over the last decade or so. It's almost like we are crying for someone to put us out of our misery here we can't get satiated, this appetite we have for apocalyptic level or extinction level events. And now I'm about zombied out. Everything, it was just apocalypse everywhere. There was an apocalypse now there's apocalypse everywhere. So here's a new take on the apocalypse, and this is turning events surrounding what certain aspects of Christianity, for our audience that may not know, refer to as the rapture or the Great Tribulation. Some traditional aspects of Christianity believe these are the events that unfold that precede Christ returning to earth. And this is a film that is marketing itself as a horror film when you see the trailers, Chris, and it's called The Remaining. You've seen the movie.
Yes, absolutely. And as I said before the break, your view of the end times, your view of the book of Revelation may differ from the movie. The concept is fairly simple. Upon the rapture, there begins to unfold the reality that God has, in effect, taken his hands off of the gates of hell, and all the evil in the world, all the evil that he has held back, just floods the earth. And that is a very scary thing. Even as a grown man who is confident in his walk with the Lord, who is deep in his faith, it was a startling reminder of, if that were to happen, if that's what separation from the Lord looks like, I want no part of it. I want to go tell people, I want to share with them, and I want to get myself in a position where I pray, Lord, I want to be right with you, and if there's anything that I need to do to prepare, if you can help me prepare for the day of judgment, please do, because it was a startling reminder. And if it does nothing other than to cause you to come into convergence with that thought, then it's a good thing.
So this is not sacrilegious then, in your view. This is almost like a scared straight episode of Sally Jesse Raphael from back in the day.
Well, I think it depends on how you look at it, and I'm sure that many people will be troubled with some aspect. We find this often with Christian films. Some of various points of view will point out a discrepancy between their theological view and the take of the movie producer, and that's almost inevitable. And we consider that in our reviews, and we consider that in how we view it. But in the final take, we have to ask ourselves a simple question. Will the viewer be drawn to the Lord by this? Will it cause them to think about their own life? And in this case, I believe that it would. I think there's a sense about The Remaining that if you are not a believer and you see it, you're going to look at your friend the believer and say, why didn't you tell me about this? I think it's a good thing. Is it going to teach people a different philosophy or a different theology? That's perhaps a risk.
The question our producer Rebecca had about this film is, what's the end game here? Is the end, meaning what's the driving force as to why this is happening to people? Is it because they're innocent bystanders? Does it clearly articulate that this is happening because the exact opposite is true? What's the motivation behind the message?
I think the message is those who lived a life and walked with the Lord, when the rapture came, they left the earth. And those who were left behind, some of which had no relationship or some of which had a casual relationship with the Lord, they were left, and each person in the course of that movie had a decision to make. Life is about decisions, and I think that's what the movie's about.
Big picture here before we have to let you go tonight, Chris. Overall, is Hollywood improving its ability to reach out to the audience you guys represent there?
Well, we believe that Hollywood is reaching out. They're making a considerable effort. They have discovered a marketplace which is underserved, a marketplace where it's possible to make a profit, and they have engaged, I think, mostly in a real effort to do a good job. There are some notable examples. You mentioned Noah as an example. We've written extensively and spoken extensively about that. That movie was not made to successfully connect with faith-driven viewers. But when the game stands tall, heaven is for real, God's not dead, there have been significant examples of success, and we expect that that will continue. We're very eager to see Ridley Scott and his version of Exodus, the story of Moses.
We're almost out of time. That's what I wanted to ask you about before we let you go. I've got about a minute. What's the early buzz on that? Is this a distortion, bastardization, like what we saw with Noah, or is this a reimagining of the original classic with Charlton Heston? What are you guys hearing?
Well, we have been looking at that, and the jury's still out. We're hopeful that it's going to be an accurate depiction. We released some survey information, some polling information a couple of months ago that said that the majority of Americans want to see the movie if it's accurate. If it's not accurate, the majority of Americans don't want to see it. So it's pretty much along the same lines of Noah. If it's accurate, it'll be a hit. If it's not, it'll be less of a hit.
Chris Stone from Faith Driven Consumer. FaithDrivenConsumer.com is the website. Guys, if you want to get more of this kind of information, FaithDrivenConsumer.com. Chris, thank you for joining us tonight, man. We do appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you very much. We look forward to seeing you again soon.
All right. God bless.
Bye-bye.
All right. So, Rebecca, the conversation I had.